If I'm being totally honest, I am very excited for Star Wars tonight, but I'm also a little bit nervous. I hope that it's not disappointing. Um, we'll see. But in honor of it being released tonight, so it's Thursday here, 12/19/19. It's about 3:45 p.m. We're going to one of the later shows, 10:35 p.m. So it's going to go till probably 1:30 or so in the morning. But that's okay. I wanted to see it opening night, and it was our own fault for being slow to remember to buy tickets on the day that they came out, which actually happened to be on my birthday. Actually, the same birthday as Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, we were just slow in buying them. So we're going to be kind of close to the screen tonight, and it's going to be 10:35 p.m. But that's okay. I'm still looking forward to it. And in honor of Star Wars being released, I'm going to be playing some Star Wars games that I have, and they are going to be for the Game Boy Advance, one of my favorite handheld machines. But since I don't have a way to stream or record to any kind of capture card through my Game Boy Advance, there probably is maybe a way that somebody knows out there, some super expensive adapter or something, but I don't have that. What I do have is another device, a device I've played some games on before that plays Game Boy Advance games. So what I've done is I have the ROMs for all of the Game Boy Advance games that I own. I'm going to be playing them on that device, and that one can go through my HDMI capture card and into my laptop. So that's what I'm going to be doing here in just a moment. So I'll show that device again in a quick video also. It's going to be part of this video, but I'm going to shoot it separate, and then I'm going to combine them all. So I'm going to do that, add that to this video showing the device itself, and then the gameplay. Okay, so real quick, this is the device that I was talking about. It is my EGP 1000 that I've, like I said, I've shown some videos of it previously. It was bought from a website called eachgame.com. It says each game. The flash is going to kind of mess that up, but it says it right there at the bottom. Anyway, so EGP 1000 plays Game Boy Advance and some other games. Has this little HDMI port. That's how I'm going to hook it to my laptop and play those games, play those Star Wars games. So that is coming right up next. It's plugged in. I never know the battery life on it, so I'm going to run an extension cord to this little guy and have it just full-time play and charge so that it doesn't, die on me in the middle of me trying to play the games. With that particular setup, then I get the sound from the TV to play next to my laptop, and you get the music from the game and that sort of thing going on, and you can hear that instead of just either silence, button clicks, or what little I say while I'm playing. And then my wife was actually in here as I played through some of them, and she said, you just sit there and play it, you don't say anything. I said, well, sometimes, but sometimes I'll go back and narrate it. So that's the plan for now. We'll see kind of how it turns out. I really wanted to get this up before we go to Star Wars, but now it's almost 8 o'clock p.m. Not sure that'll happen, but certainly within the next day or so. Yeah, so onward and upward. Well, that didn't go as planned. I was all prepared to start recording my footage immediately after I shot that video, 3-4 hours ago, whatever it was, and I was hooking my game console up, and my daughter called, and she was in a car accident, actually, on the freeway, and so, well, hey, that's cool. So I went and dealt with that. So luckily she was okay. Her car, not the same story for it. It's probably totaled, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm just glad she was all right. So video is going to end up being a little bit shorter. I just played, just now, about 5 minutes of 4 different Star Wars games, still Game Boy Advance games. Revenge of the Sith, Lego Star Wars, Jedi Power Battles, and one of Apprentice of the Force is the other one. So those 4 to 6 minutes of each, just to kind of show what they're all about, and then I might pick one or more of them to do a longer playthrough, but and then I'll probably do some narration over them and some play some of the background music and stuff. But just to recap, or just kind of I'll show what I recorded it with, how it worked as well, and then we'll dive into the actual footage, the gameplay footage. And so again, the device that I used was this EGP 1000. I know as far as in timeline of the video, I just barely talked about that, but what I actually did, because my HDMI capture card doesn't record sound, I have this handy adapter deal here that goes into the top of the EGP that just fell on the floor. Just goes right in the top there to make it a full-size HDMI, and then using this little device, I actually split it so that one of the HDMIs goes into my capture card, and one of the HDMIs goes into this TV that I have mounted above my laptop here. And so with that, okay, so this is the first game that I decided to play, and it is Revenge of the Sith for the Game Boy Advance, of course. All of these games are for the Game Boy Advance. Let that get started here. Get you some music.
That wasn't even broken.
What it called?
Just like Apprentice, like 7 That's why it felt smelled a little burny. That's why I stopped
Yeah. And yeah, so you play as either Obi-Wan or Anakin, and you're slaughtering the droid army here, which is, it's actually pretty fun. I had a fun time with it. The first level, so there's a lot of this type of stuff, tutorial kind of deal, telling you how to block the blaster shots and stuff, and how to try to synchronize it. So that was kind of cool. But again, just sort of in the interest of time, only played a few minutes worth of this particular game, just to kind of get a feel for it. But overall, yeah, it was pretty fun, and I like the graphics, I like the look of the style of this game. Thought it was pretty neat. So then I just wrap it up right after this, and that's pretty much it for Revenge of the Sith for Game Boy Advance. Pretty fun game. I enjoyed it, like I said, cool graphic style, etc. And then we're on to the next. Alright, so for the second game of the night, I chose Jedi Power Battles. Again, Game Boy Advance, just like all of them. This is a game I actually really enjoy. I think the first time I played it was on, may have been the PlayStation 1 or possibly the Sega Dreamcast. So just played a couple quick minutes of this one, and then the controls kind of frustrated me and I kept dying, but you'll see all that. You can play as Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, or Mace Windu, and I chose Qui-Gon Jinn. You can be more of them on the Dreamcast or PlayStation versions. But anyway, so I'm going to let you have some of the music here. But I like to let it have some of the music and sound effects too. The laptop microphone sucks anyway, so it's easier if I just record the audio after. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. This one I first played like on the PlayStation. So, of course, this one, for some reason, my microphone's picking up everything as I was talking as I was playing, and thinking that mostly you would hear the sound of the video game coming from my television, but you can hear me throughout it. But that is actually just the live narration as I'm just kind of talking. Actually, I was just talking to my wife as I was playing through it. But so yeah, this is kind of similar to the play on the Dreamcast on the PlayStation. Obviously, graphics are a little bit different, and like I said, you can't be all the same characters. But all in all, still pretty fun. Here, like I said, in just a short time, I get to get on this conveyor belt, and then I can't get really too much further past it. You get into this little maze of walkways, and I just kept falling and dying, so I wrapped it up pretty quickly, actually. It leaked all the look at the radiator was well used to now.
Yeah, I saw it just filmed.
Yeah.
That's what happened to them.
I guess I was out there for a while with that guy. Oh, please. That's what it's going to. then as I'm playing, you can hear me and my wife, and we're just talking about, you know, my daughter's mishap with her car accident. But this is the part I, for some reason, just couldn't figure out, so I just kept mistiming the jumps and falling down. And I don't know how many lives you have or what exactly happens here, but I don't actually end up getting past this point, and so then I just sort of gave up and decided that was enough of a taste of this game. But a pretty fun game, not as quite as fun as what I remember from, like, say, the other consoles. Obviously that's a limitation of the Game Boy Advance and probably of my memory, because obviously it was years ago that I played this. But alright, so the next game in the lineup is Apprentice of the Force, and this is one I'd never played before, so we'll give you some of the music and play through a little bit of it.
When Cassie sent me that text, I get a chance to stay instead of talking crap. You know, then I apologized, and then I got, you know what, that's so minimal to what my day has been that I'm not gonna. Right. I said sorry, and that I shouldn't have done it, and she doesn't accept that. And that is why I can't say anything to her about even do your job.
Yeah.
I didn't get all mad at everybody and start talking about being on time. Girls don't really, you have to be on time. It's when I'm out of town, you can make them feel like you think you can do whatever you want when I'm out of town. I knew it was Cassie. Yeah, I didn't work.
I think the opening crawl will say to me. So this is another one where I only really played a few minutes of it. I didn't realize the top of the screen was cut off, but well, that's okay. It's kind of cool. It's like told from Luke's perspective. He's talking about, you know, getting the droids and whatnot. But I get to a point a little bit further, and I just can't figure out how I'm supposed to jump. I mean, you'll see it, obviously, but I just get frustrated with it. And I was only planning to play for a few minutes anyway. But yeah, so this is Apprentice of the Force. Interesting game. Pretty fun. Again, different style. But kind of rushing through this. Like I said, I really wanted to have it on before we leave for the movie tonight, and it's just been a very strange day, and I'm having to do this in several pieces. I'm just not very well organized, but I'll finish off the video with just the sounds from the game, and then we'll be on to the next. I can't wait to jump. Watch the horses to make the jump. Alright, last but not least, fourth and final game is going to be Lego Star Wars The Original Trilogy, and played about 6 or 7 minutes of this one. If you've ever played any of the Lego games, this follows pretty much the same premise as most of those. Pretty fun game. Just played, again, like I said, just a few minutes. Getting down to the wire here now. It's about 9:15 p.m., so about an hour and 15 minutes or so until we go to the film. Very excited, starting to have the anxiety and the anticipation really building up here. It's been a crazy day. I know I've said that a few times throughout this video, but this video keeps getting worse all the time. No, I'm excited for the movie and the possibility of maybe doing a review of it, but I want you to get some of this music, so... So similar to the other clips in this video, I just play as best I can, which is not very great. Get to a point where video's getting too long, or I just am stuck and can't go any farther forward, and then I stop playing. But back to the music and sound effects. out there every time I come. Alright, so just the closing minutes of this game, and like I say, I get to a point where I get stuck. But anyway, running out of time here, hoping to get this one uploaded. And we'll go from there. If it doesn't happen tonight, I'll get it up in the morning or shortly thereafter. But so Lego Star Wars Original Trilogy, just the blockade runner level, find R2, and then he goes into a place that I can't get into for some reason. But anyway, so this is the end of my narration, and then the clip will end shortly after. I don't think he could go there.